Hello again. For those of you that do not know me, my name's Diana Warren and I'm a registered adult and neonatal nurse, infant feeding specialist, board certified lactation consultant and a tongue-tie provider with over a decade's experience behind me. But today I'm bringing to you my expertise in baby yoga. Baby yoga is very much a follow-on course from my baby massage course and the prequel to my toddler yoga at the same time. There's a lot of information coming up on all of the slides, but the beauty of this recording is that you can repeat all of the bits that you need to. I really hope that you enjoy this course as much as I do. And so for the formal bits. Advisory notice. Please be advised that all work provided in this course is protected by my copyright and it's illegal to share, copy or repurpose the materials for your own commercial use or with others. You are entitled to use these materials for your own personal use. The course is aimed at UK residents only and this is for insurance purposes, and the participating adult is reminded to be aware of their own physical limitations and capabilities. If you're unsure about a particular move or stroke or are unable to complete it, please miss it out, skip forward onto the next one that you're more comfortable in doing. Caregivers must be in good, strong physical health, and this is because some moves do include holding your infant in swinging motions and holds and upside down, so we need you to be nice and strong. Please check with your medical professional if you are unsure though, because this is quite important as a safety measure for everyone. De-restricted limited cannot be held liable for any sustained injuries. If you do feel unsure or unsafe about a particular move or need further clarification, just refrain from doing that move and replace it with another that you are more comfortable with. And then of course we do also have to mention disclaimers too. Please do check with your healthcare professional if you are both medically fit and able to participate before you undertake this course. Your baby should have had their 8-week check before you consider this course, and it is not advised for infants who may have some medical conditions such as clicky hips or suspected joint or muscular issues. It is also advised that mothers following a C-section delivery delay undertaking this course until the wound is fully healed and reviewed by a medical professional. Other medical issues for the participating adult also need to be discussed for your healthcare professional to ensure your own safety. And some examples of these include back pain or having a difficulty to sit or stand for extended periods of time, mobility issues, issues with comprehending written instruction, poor arm strength or coordination, if you would be pregnant at the time of the course, and if you had a section, and if your baby has any health considerations as I've mentioned. So a bit of background then. This course is a follow-on course from baby massage. And then that has another further 2 stages of yoga. So the first one being this one, which is baby yoga. And this is for babies aged 8 weeks to 4 to 5-ish months old. And it's a total of 5-week course. The next advanced stage of yoga is named toddler yoga, but it's not really aimed at toddlers. It's for ages 16 to 20 weeks till around a year. So upper age could be argued to be toddlers, of course. And it's also over 5 weeks too. The presentation starts with some background information and the importance of relaxation and breathing. And this class will offer a gentle sequence of postures connecting one posture to the next using breath. For the purpose of this course, the yoga is designed for the benefit of the infant. It is not adult yoga with a baby in attendance. Do practice each day the taught moves, and this will give you and your little one maximum benefit of the course, especially as he or she may take a short period of time to get used to what to expect. Each week provides you with a combination of 9 moves. Some are new each week and some are repeated. Each move should last around 30 seconds and they are repeated. Repetitions are identified by the number next to them. The total time for either yoga at any one time should not exceed 20 minutes and may be shorter if your little one indicates the need. If your baby is unhappy during a session, stop the yoga and address their need. Their need is the priority. The environment chosen for yoga does need to be warm, free from noise and distractions, and a relaxing environment. A yoga mat or similar is recommended for floor work. Music is a great way to enhance your little one's experience and heightens their senses using sound. One way to do this would be to sing a nursery rhyme or a lullaby to each stroke, or just play some calming, relaxing music in the background. Hatha Yoga, also known as Hatha Vidya, and this is a system of yoga introduced by Yogi Swartnamara, a Hindu sage from 15th century India. The word Hatha is said to derive from Sanskrit terms Ha meaning sun and Tha meaning moon. Thus, Hatha Yoga is known as the branch of yoga that unties pairs of opposites, referring to the sun as the positive and then the negative being the moon. Historically, the term Hatha refers to the use of persistence or force, and Hatha Yoga is translated as a kind of forced yoga or an abstract meditation, forcing the mind to withdraw from external objects. Hatha Yoga became popular in the West beginning in the second half of the 20th century and is often referred to simply as yoga in the context of health and physical exercise. It is based on asanas, which are postures, and pranayama, which is breathing techniques, also known as shatkarma. Baby massage is also based on Hatha Yoga, so it makes sense that this type of yoga remains our main focus and follows through the stages. Yoga is beneficial throughout life, but for this age group there are further benefits, and these can include improving relaxation and encouraging longer sleep for your little one. Helps relieve the effects of colic, constipation and wind. Stimulates coordination, respiration, digestion, learning ability and language development. Helps strengthen the bond between parent, caregiver and infant. Relaxes both the parent and the infant. Helps balance coordination and motor skills. Allows babies to move more freely. Strengthens their bodies and develops reflexes. Improves learning and social development. Aids bonding, trust and social interaction. It stimulates the brain. It develops confidence and spatial awareness. It improves muscle development. Promotes better quality of sleep. Promotes confidence in handling a baby. And a firm but soft, stable surface is necessary. The floor with a yoga mat or a padded changing mat is ideal. Both the baby massage and the baby yoga sequences follow a similar pattern. There are some techniques to be done as routine at the beginning and at the end of each session, which should gradually then signal to your baby your intentions through signing and learnt behaviours. Both baby massage and yoga are highly complementary activities. Baby massage promotes stimulation and encourages the muscles to warm up and relax. This in turn makes the muscles more flexible, decreasing the possibility of overstretching. The dry massage and soft stretching within the weekly routines therefore act as the perfect warm-up for baby yoga. Before a yoga session, please start and end with the cover of love, which you'll be familiar with from your baby massage classes. And this should then be followed by soft, gentle squeezes and pulsing squeezes from your baby's shoulder to their wrist, down from their thighs, down to their ankles, which is the cue to begin. The cover of love is used to begin and end all of the sessions, and dependent on the yoga sequence chosen, they could be on the front or their back. If they're on their front, you stroke from the top of the head down, down baby's sides to their feet. And if they're on their back, you're starting from the top of the head and you're using the flat of your hand down baby's back along their spine and ending at the feet. Being in control of your breath is fundamental to any yoga program. Obviously, your baby will not understand this, but studies do prove that being in close proximity to a parent will calm their respirations, heart rate, and induce a calmness. Core breathing is an integral part of yoga. It can help release tension in the body and allows the mind to become calm. With practice, your core breathing will act as a cue to your baby, and they will automatically associate it with entering into a relaxation mode and prepare mentally for yoga. Sit in a comfortable position and lengthen your spine up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and out through your nose. Place your hand on your tummy and breathe in. Concentrate on filling it up with your breath, and when your abdomen is full, allow the air to expand up into your chest. Then sip in just a little bit more air until you can feel that your lungs are absolutely full at capacity. If you are not pregnant, hold your breath for a couple more seconds and then exhale gradually, emptying the air from your abdomen first, followed by your chest.
Yoga breathing is called the pranayama, which means to extend the vital life force. Yoga breathing reduces stress, relieves anxiety, increases attention and focus, and even over time expands our lung capacity. We are going to learn the Ujjayi breath, or healing breath as it's known. Let's begin. For our Ujjayi breath, we want to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, extending the spine, making room in our torso to expand our lungs. In the Ujjayi breath, we breathe in and out only through the nose. This cleanses the breath and heats the body. Next, we want to begin to extend the inhale and the exhale to about 5 counts each, matching the duration and the tension on the inhale and the exhale. This is also known as a same breath because we want to create the length and the tension on the inhale and the exhale to be the same. As we continue this deep diaphragmatic breathing, we want to engage the abdominal muscles. So on an inhale, we pull the muscles towards the spine. We maintain that engagement even on the exhale. So we've got this energy lock, this tension going, helping us maintain this diaphragmatic breathing. This is Ujjayi breath. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and begin to breathe in this way, remembering that it should sound much like an ocean, and we should hear it internally and externally. Way for even 5 to 10 minutes a day can bring much wellness to our daily lives. Namaste.
It is crucial that you're in a relaxed frame of mind. And this isn't always so easy when you're battling the stresses of parenthood and working and childcare and general everyday life. Hopefully, though, this technique can help you get in touch of self-care alongside a little bit of bonding with your baby. So we're looking at the circle of peace. So this is where you're sitting in a comfortable but upright position, raising your arms out to the side and above your head, putting your palms together in a prayer type position, and exhaling as you bring your arms down to your chest level, pulling your pelvic floor muscles in as you go. Whilst remaining in this position, proceed to do some core breaths. Breathing in for the count of 5 and then out for the count of 8, and pushing your hands together and visualising breathing all of your worries out and releasing the stress from your body. Concentrate on being in the present moment, forgetting about all other issues, and take this dedicated time just to simply enjoy relaxing and playing and being with your baby. And then, of course, raspberries. What baby doesn't love a raspberry? So finally, do blow some raspberries just to relax your face and your jaw, and it helps make your baby laugh and be happy too. So that was before each session, but it's also important that we signal the end of a session too, so that there's some closure. And we do this through joint relaxation, and it's super duper important for both of you. By taking just a few moments to relax each day, you and your baby will be able to release tension, let go of stresses and strains, and energise and invigorate your mind, body and soul. Your baby will love experiencing you being totally calm and at peace, free from everyday stress and strain, and they will follow suit too. If you relax, your baby will relax. You are your baby's whole world and their marker for how they're supposed to feel. They take the lead from you, and if you're sensing signals that all is good and peaceful, they will also then relax accordingly in turn. So we have the circle of contentment. So by walking around in a slow, rhythmic circle, you can start to unwind and calm yourself and your baby. So holding your baby in a comfortable position, you walk around in a circle, remembering your breathing techniques as you go round. Stop every now and again just to give your baby a little kiss and a bit of attention, a gentle squeeze, just to induce some deeper relaxation for them. Do start to increase the length of your out breath to slow your breathing down further. And if your baby protests, hold them in close and explain in a calm voice that this is tuning in time now and it's time for a rest. And it won't be long before your baby understands this process and gives themselves fully to relaxation. You may choose to sing a soft lullaby to act as a further cue to your baby, and that is now quiet time, or you can play 1-2 on your stereo. So, introduction's over. Baby yoga, which complements baby massage, offers quality physical stimulation, including flowing postures, holding, movement, touch, voice, and deep relaxation. It includes a happy, carefree, and lively adult-infant interaction, which develops as the baby grows. Baby yoga helps to improve postures and offers stimulation, allowing babies to strengthen their spines and develop healthy, supple joints. So, week 1. Do remember to use your dry massage and breathing techniques to warm up each week. Be mindful of your own physical limitations and capabilities when assisting your baby with these moves. Don't forget to start up with your warm-up preparation and then your tune-in time at the end of each session. So let's dive into our first 9 moves of baby yoga. These are our suggested moves for the week. Moves can be altered, the order can be changed and adapted to suit your ability, and there are additional moves available online additional to what's available in this course. There are literally hundreds out there, inclusive of swing and sway moves and things that I'm just unable to demonstrate online. Providing your little one is happy to participate and the total yoga time spent doesn't exceed the 20-minute mark, then you're free to switch and change as you please. So our first move is the tummy tuck massage. So in the tummy tuck position, rotate your baby's legs in a clockwise direction to massage their tummy as you go round. Just like the picture. And we're doing this for 3 times. And this is your move 1. So this is for 20 seconds for each rotation, times 3. So our second move is the baby drum. Lie your baby across your thighs, making sure that their chest is fully supported and their arms are placed over the side in a front crawl position. Gently lift your own legs alternately in a cycling motion. Cup your hands gently and softly pat your baby's back like a little drum. And finish with a pitter-patter motion using your fingertips all over their back, up and down their spine. And repeat this 3 times. So number 3 is our roly-poly. So we're starting in a cuddle hold, similar to cross-cradle position. And you're going to hold your baby's outer arm and put your lower arm through their legs like the picture. Roll him or her gently facing outwards and then roll them back in again towards you. So they're going out as they go down, and then as they're coming back in, they're coming up again. And again, repeat this 3 times. So bicycle stretch, this is a firm favourite. So this is where your baby should be lying on their back on the mat with their feet facing towards you, and then you hold on to their ankles and you move their legs as if they're cycling around. And you'll do this again 3 times over. Blissful beat. Sitting with your back supported and your knees at a 45-degree angle. Lie your baby on their tummy and support their head under the chin with your thumb and forefinger. With your free hand, gently tap the base of their spine with 2 fingers in a slow rhythmic beat. And again, repeat this 3 times. This centres energy in the body and has a positive effect on the nervous system and enhances that feeling of calmness that we're after. And here we have foot prayer. So gently we're going to clap the soles of your baby's feet together. And then once they're together, press towards their belly button. And then bring your baby's legs together, pushing their knees up and slightly together to counteract the previous move, as on the picture just there. And we're going to do that 3 times. Now this does increase the steadiness and suppleness of the base of the spine, so it is a good one to master. So here we have our first caregiver move. So there's 1 caregiver move per week, and this is an extra move really just for the adult participating and is an extra stretch to add that relaxation in for you. This one's called the Sky Stretch, but all of the caregiver moves are best received when sung to a nursery rhyme, something that gets that rhythm going that keeps your baby engaged at the same time. With the Sky Stretch, if you stand with your legs at a hip distance apart, 1 leg slightly in front of the other, and you're breathing in and raising your arms up above your head, stretching up as high as you can. Exhale and extend your arms forward, keeping your back straight and bending in at the waist. When you reach your baby, give him or her a little smile and a tickle all the way down their body. And then bend your knees if you need to, just to touch your baby, just to check in with them, smiling with them, ensuring that they know that this is a nice positive experience. And then do it again 3 times over. So nice and short, and these 20 seconds per move is all that's needed. We don't want to extend the period of time. And here we have high ground. So this is where we're lifting our baby's legs up high into the air, and we're saying stretch up high as we do it. And then suddenly we're letting go, leaving the baby's legs to fall gently to the floor with the support of your hands. We don't want them bashing down and injuring themselves, of course, but so your hands are on the underside to act like a buffer as they drop. And as they drop, we say touch the ground. And again, we repeat this 3 times. And here we have our final move of the week, and this one's called I Love You This Much. Here I want you to hold your baby's arms at their wrists and you're gently stretching them out to the side just until you feel some resistance. We're not pushing past that level of resistance though. And then we bring their arms back to the chest, crossing them over each other once on each side. And we're repeating this 3 times. And this helps open up the chest, expanding the lungs, and enhances that feeling of trust between you. And here we are, welcome back for week 2. Just as a reminder to use your dry massage and breathing techniques to warm up, to be mindful of your own physical limitations and capabilities, and not to forget to start with your warm up and ending with your tuning in time. And here's our lineup for this week. A couple of repeaters from last week, just for a little bit of familiarity, but mainly some new ones. And just to remember that moves can be altered and the order changed and adapted to suit your abilities. There are additional moves, as I've said, online, additional to what I'm providing with you here. But there is a whole group of moves known as swing and sway moves, which are just not appropriate for me to discuss online. They're better demonstrated in person, and that's just because the risks involved of misinterpretation. So here we have our tiny twist, which is move 1 of week 2. So again, in the tummy tuck position, I want you to move your baby's knees from the centre position to the right side and then back again. And then move their knees to the centre point and then to the left and then back again. Always supporting the legs through the ankles and repeating 3 times over. Always do support the legs through the ankles though, and not to do this move should there be any hip or joint problems. So here we have our second move of the week. It does sound a little bit scary with the title Daring Drops, and it does involve a sudden movement, but providing you're fully supporting your baby, there is no cause for alarm on this one, but I would need you to be strong enough to be able to support and hold the weight of your baby. It's not a floor movement. So to do this, you as the adult would stand with your legs apart at hip distance, and then you're holding your baby facing towards you, but their legs are tucked in towards you too, into your belly, and then fully supporting them at their bottoms and their heads. You're going to turn your toes out and then gradually take a deep breath and then suddenly drop down into a squat position. So you're not letting go of them, you're holding them the whole time, but you're doing that upwards downward motion with the bend of your knees as that sudden action. And then as you return to your starting position, you inhale again. And this is also something that you would repeat 3 times over. And here we have the bottom bump. So lying your baby across your thighs, making sure that the chest is fully supported and that their arms are placed over the side in a sort of front crawl position. With your baby in this prone position, support them under their chest. With your other hand, hold onto their ankles and gently bring them up to touch their own bottom until you feel that resistance. Don't push through the resistance, only go as far as their little muscles will let you. And again, we're going to do this 3 times over. Make sure though that the chest is fully supported and that their arms are placed over the sides. We don't want any injuries there on that front either. So here we have our toe trail. Holding your baby's legs at their calves, gently touch their toes towards their chin. If your baby is comfortable, stretch their toes to their mouth and then their nose and then the forehead. So you're working up the body as much as they can, but again, we're not pushing past the resistance. It's only as they will allow. And then obviously not going higher than the forehead. Again, don't force this move. It's a slow progression through, and we're going to do this 3 times over. All babies do have a different flexibility level, so again, only go as far as their body will let you. So here we have the baby drum again. So lying your baby across your thighs as you did last week, making sure that their chest is fully supported and their arms are placed over their side in the front crawl position. Gently lifting your own legs, alternating in a cycling motion. Cup your hands gently and softly pat your baby's back like a little drum. And then finish with a pattering motion using your fingertips all over their back. And we're repeating this 3 times over. Do make sure that the chest is fully supported and their arms are placed over the side. And here we have our next move, which is known as the big kiss. So taking hold of one leg and the opposite arm, touching your baby's hand to their toes in a diagonal motion and then stretching out again. If your baby enjoys this move, then extend the stretch to hand to knee and then heel to elbow creases. Repeat this again on the other side and then repeat the whole thing again 3 times over. So here we have our second caregiver move of the presentation, and this is known as big breath. And again, as with all caregiver moves, this is best done when you're singing to a nursery rhyme, just to get that rhythm and interaction and engagement with your baby as we go. So this one's called big breath, and this is where you're extending your arms out in front of you with your palms touching. And then you're breathing in deeply, and then as you exhale, open your arms out wide to the side, reaching back as far as you can, opening your chest fully. And again, we're going to do this 3 times over. So a nice big circular stretch. So moving on to the half lotus, which is another popular one. I'm sure you've heard of the half lotus move before. So for this one, your baby should be lying on their back with their feet facing towards you. And then you're going to bring his or her left foot up and towards the right hip and down to the starting position again. So opposite foot to hip. And then you're going to repeat that on the other side. And then you repeat the whole thing over 3 times. So here's our last move for week 2. So high ground, a familiar one from last week. And again, don't forget your tuning in time at the end of this move, just to signal to the baby that it is the end and they have that closure there. So this one is high ground, lifting your baby's leg up high into the air, say to him or her, stretch up high, and then suddenly let go, leaving your baby's legs to fall to the floor, supported by your hand, and say, touch the ground. And again, repeat this 3 times over. So here we are. Welcome back, and we're on week 3. Already we are at the halfway mark, so I hope that by this point you're beginning to both really enjoy and relax into the benefits of yoga. But let's move forwards now and build on the past 2 weeks and introduce week 3. So same as before, we're going to use dry massage and breathing techniques to warm up, being mindful of your own physical limitations and capabilities, starting with your warm-up prep and your tune-in time at the end. So here you can see the suggested sequence listed here, and again a variety of different moves and a bit of a mixture going on there, all with varying benefits linking to specific outcomes. And same as before, moves can be altered, the order changed, moves from past weeks brought in and swapped out for the ones that you're not as comfortable with doing, just to suit your ability really, and your preference. There are additional moves out there available online or from other instructors, but there are some moves that obviously are not appropriate for me to demonstrate online from a safety perspective. So there are other moves out there. This is just a selection of the ones that I can safely do on this platform. So starting the week off with a familiar move, then we have the bicycle stretch. So for this move, your baby should be lying flat on their back with their feet facing towards you, and you're going to hold their ankles and move their legs into a cycling motion, and you're going to do this for 20 seconds. After those 20 seconds are up, you're going to cycle their legs the opposite direction over for a further 20 seconds, and then repeat again for your third repetition in the original motion. Taking care not to put pressure on their knee or their hip joints, which is still really quite important as they're super flexible at this age. So here we have the roly-poly. So again, I need you to be, as the caregiver, nice and strong for this motion. So starting in a cuddle hold, similar to cross cradle, you're going to hold onto your baby's outer arm and put your lower arm through their legs, like the picture. And then rolling him or her carefully to face outwards and then back up to face you again. And again, we're going to repeat this 3 times over. And here we have the foot prayer. So gently clap the soles of your baby's feet together, and holding them together, gently press towards their belly button. So their soles of their feet and their heels are going in towards their bellies. And then you're going to bring your baby's legs together, pushing their knees slightly together just to counteract the previous move. And we're going to do this for 3 repetitions again. And this is to increase the steadiness and suppleness of the base of the spine. So it is a good strengthening move to have. And here we have the bottom bump. Lying your baby across your thighs, making sure that their chest is fully supported and that their arms are placed over the side in the front crawl swimming type position. And then with your baby in that prone position, supporting them under their chest. With your other hand, holding onto their ankles, gently bring them up to touch their own bottom or until you touch resistance. So if they can't quite do it, that's fine. Just go as far as they can go. Don't push past it. And repeat that over 3 times. But do make sure that the chest is fully supported and their arms are over the side. Again, we don't want any injuries and we're not pushing past that resistance. As they relax, they will get further and further each time, as with any practice and strengthening exercise, but we don't want to push past it and again cause any form of discomfort or injury. And here we have the I love you this much move again. So holding your baby's arms at their wrists, gently stretching them out to the sides and up until you feel some resistance. And then you're bringing them back in again, crossing over to their chest, over each other, and then once on each side again. And then repeating that 3 times over. So 3 lots of 20 seconds of stretching with the arms out and across, on the left, and then out and across on the right. And this helps open up the chest and expands the lungs and enhances the feelings of trust. And here we have blissful beat. So with this one, you're going to sit upright with your back supported and your knees at a 45-degree angle. And you're going to lie your baby on their tummy across your thighs and supporting their head under the chin with your thumb and forefinger. And then with your fingertip pads, you're going to tap the base of their spine in a rhythmical beat. Sometimes this is easier and nicer to do this to a nursery rhyme, such as the Grand Old Duke of York. So you can either do 3 repetitions of this, or you can do 3 repetitions of the Grand Old Duke of York, whatever your baby will tolerate really. It's just another way to help keeping them engaged. And this does centre their energy in the body, and it does have a positive effect on the nervous system, and it enhances that feeling of calmness. It's also a good tummy time move as well. So here we have our caregiver move of the week, and this one's called cat control. So again, this is a good one to have when there's some music on in the background just to keep your baby engaged. But in essence, it is more of a stretch for you as the adult. So cat control, kneeling on all fours over and above your baby, ensuring that your knees are directly underneath your hips and your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Drawing in your pelvic muscles, pulling your belly button in up towards your spine, concentrating on making your neck and your spine aligned, just as if you've got a straight metal rod running through the length of your back. Next, move your bottom back down as if you're going to sit onto your heels, but keeping your hands where they are, inhaling your breath. Exhale as you come forward, bending your elbows to glide over your baby's face until your arms are straight and your bottom is slightly dropped down into a press up type position. And again, repeat this 3 times over. Generally, babies like to play peekaboo or hide and seek with this one, and they find it quite funny. And here we have our nice simple tummy tuck massage that we've done before. And this is in the tummy tuck position, rotating your baby's legs in a clockwise direction to massage their tummy. And we're doing this for 20 seconds and then stop, and then 20 seconds again, and then stop, and then a third set of 20 seconds, checking in with your baby at every point. And here we have our last move for the week, the big kiss. So taking hold of one leg and the opposite arm, touching your baby's hand to their toes in a diagonal motion, and then stretching out. If your baby enjoys this move, then you can extend the stretch, hand to knee, and then heel to the elbow crease. Repeat this on the other side, and then repeat the whole sequence 3 times over. And again, the tuning in time, it's the end of the week, that's our final move. So the tuning in time is important for closure. Here we go then, welcome back. This is week 4 now. So again, same as every week, using dry massage and breathing techniques to warm up each week as per the video at the very beginning of the presentation. And being mindful of your own limitations and capabilities when assisting your babies with these moves. And not to forget to start with your warm-up preparation first and then your tune-in time at the end of each session. So much of this week's sequence are moves that you've already been introduced to. So hopefully you and your little one are now becoming more accustomed to how the routine is panning out. As always, moves can be altered and changed to suit your ability and preference. There are additional moves available for you out there that you can find very easily online or from alternative instructors, for example. I'm just bringing the ones to you that are able to be demonstrated on this platform. But yes, there are other moves such as swing and sway that wouldn't really be appropriate to do online from a safety perspective. So starting with tiny twist, in the tummy tuck position, moving your baby's knees from the center position to the right side and back again, and then moving from the center point to the left and then back again, always supporting the legs through the ankles and repeating 3 times over. Do always support the legs through the ankles though, and don't do this move should there be any hip or joint problems or history there without having a medical professional's opinion first. So daring drops. So this is the one, if you remember, where you're doing that sudden squat action. So please make sure that you are able to support your baby. Obviously, I don't know how much your baby weighs or how old your baby is. So you are the better judge of that. If they're too much for you to hold, then yes, obviously swap this move out for another one. Otherwise, daring drops, this is the one where you're standing with your legs at hip distance apart and you're holding your baby and they're looking up towards you with their legs tucked into your abdomen, fully supporting your baby from their bottom and their head. And you're going to do turning your toes out slightly, just like the diagram, and then deep breath in and quickly dropping down into that squat position and exhaling as you do that. Inhale as you raise back up again to that starting position, and you're going to repeat that 3 times over. And as before, most babies do enjoy that, but hopefully by week 4 now they should be really fully on board and enjoying that movement. And here's baby drum. So lying your baby across your thighs, making sure that their chest is fully supported and their arms are placed in the front crawl swimming position. Gently lifting your own legs, alternating in a cycling motion. Cupping your hands gently and softly, patting your baby's back just like a little drum. And then to finish this move with your fingertip pads all over their back in a little patter motion. And again, a 3 times repetition. Do make sure that they are fully supported though and that their arms are over the side. We don't want them uncomfortable from different shoulder positions. And my favourite, half lotus move. So your baby should be lying on their back with their feet facing towards you. And then you're going to bring up their left foot up towards their right hip. So opposite foot to hip, and then down back again to the starting position. And then repeating that again on the other side, and repeating then that sequence. So left then right, then left then right, then left then right, 3 times over. So here we have blissful beat again. So sitting with your back supported and your knees at a 45-degree angle, lie your baby on their tummy and supporting their head with the chin and with your thumb and forefinger with one hand. And then with your other hand, you're going to gently tap the base of the spine with 2 fingers in a slow rhythmic beat. And we're going to repeat this 3 times over. And as I said before, this is best done to a nursery rhyme that's got that clear beat to it, such as the Grand Old Duke of York. But obviously there are many, many nursery rhymes that you can pick and choose from. And this is very good because it does centre the energy in the body and it has a positive effect on the nervous system. And it does enhance that feeling of calmness, which is something that we're all going to benefit for in this day and age. And here we have high ground. So lifting your baby's legs high up into the air, say to your baby, stretch up high. And then sudden movement of letting go, letting your baby's legs drop down to the floor in that falling motion, obviously with your hands underneath so they haven't got that impact injury as their heels touch the floor. But as they're dropping down, say, touch the ground. And again, repeat this 3 times. So here we have our caregiver move. So move 7 of week 4. And this one is called bend and stretch. So this is where you would sit with your legs stretched out in front of you, keeping your back nice and straight. You would then lie your baby down on their back in between your legs with their feet facing towards you. Lifting your arms up above your head and inhaling, and then as you exhale, you bring your fingertips down to try and touch your toes, leaning over your baby as you do so. Give your baby a little tickle and a smile and sit back up straight towards the end. And again, do this 3 times over. And here we have the roly-poly again. So starting in a cuddle hold position similar to that of a cross cradle, and then holding onto your baby's outer arm, put your lower arm through their legs and rolling him or her carefully to face outwards, and then roll them back in again to face you. And repeating that 3 times over. And again, it's that sudden action that they seem to love and they find it quite relaxing and enjoyable. But do interact with them, do engage with them, lots of smiles, lots of laughter. So the final move of the week is the toe trail. So supporting your baby's legs at the calves, bring their toes up in towards their chin. And if your baby's comfortable, you can then bring their toes up higher to their mouth, and then the nose, and then finally the forehead and towards the top of their head. Don't force this movement and do progress very, very slowly, and repeat this 3 times over. All babies do have different flexibility levels though, so only go as far as their body lets you. Do not try and push past that resistance. Once you've done this 3 times over, don't forget it's the tune-in time at the end, just for the closure for the week. Can you believe that this is our final week already? So as we move into our 5th week, these can all be repeated as often as you like, especially now that you're a pro at it all. It doesn't have to be the end of yoga. You can continue this for as long as you feel you want to. The beauty of any recording is that you can rewind and switch it up a little bit to suit. But the golden rules: always doing your dry massage and breathing techniques as a warm-up, being mindful of your own physical limitations and capabilities, starting up with your warm-up preparation, and then cooling down with your tune-in time at the end of each session. So here we have our week 5 sequence. As always, your moves can be altered or changed or adapted to suit your preference and ability, and additional moves are available separate to what you can see on this platform here. It's just I can only demonstrate a limited amount. So here we have the big kiss. So this is the one where you're making the sign of a kiss or an X across their body with their opposite limbs. So taking hold of one leg with the opposite arm, touching your baby's hand to their toes in that diagonal motion, and then stretching out again. If your baby enjoys this move, then you can extend that stretch a little bit further, so it goes hand to knee, and then hand to heel, and then hand to the heel to the elbow crease. But again, you don't want to push past that level of resistance. We don't want baby to be uncomfortable at all. That is not the aim of the whole of yoga at all. We would then repeat this again on the other side, and then the whole total sequence would be 3 times over. So high ground, lifting your baby's legs high into the air and saying to him or her, stretch up high. And then that sudden action of letting go, leaving your baby's legs to fall to the floor, and say, touch the ground. And repeat that action 3 times over. And then tummy tuck massage, a great one for if baby's struggling with trapped gas or colic. So this is where in the tummy tuck position, you rotate your baby's legs in a clockwise direction, and so that their legs end up massaging their tummy as their legs go around. And you're going to repeat that for 3 lots of 20 seconds. And again, this is another good one to do to some music or to recite a little nursery rhyme to them, just so that they're engaging the whole way through. And baby drum. Lying your baby across your thighs, making sure that their chest is fully supported and arms are placed over in the swimming front crawl position. Gently lifting your own legs, alternating in a cycling motion. Cupping your hands gently and softly, pat your baby's back like a little drum. Finish with a pitter-patter motion, using your fingertips all over their back, and repeat 3 times over. Do make sure that their chest is fully supported and arms are placed over their sides. We don't want any injuries on that front. And here we have toe trail. So holding your baby's legs at their calves, gently touching their toes, bringing them up to their chin. If your baby's comfortable, stretch their toes to their mouth, then the nose, then to the forehead, and then lastly to the top of their head as well. But again, not pushing past that level of resistance. And repeat 3 times over. Obviously, all babies do have a different flexibility level, so only go as far as they will let you, but that obviously will improve the more often you do it. And the roly-poly. Starting in a cuddle hold, similar to cross cradle. Holding onto your baby's outer arm, put your lower arm in through their legs, and then rolling him or her carefully to face outwards, and then rolling back in again to face you. And we're doing this 3 times over. And this again is something that they tend to love because it's that sudden action, that movement there. So here we have our final caregiver move of the presentation, and this one's called Jump Baby Jump. So sitting on the floor with a straight back and your legs extended out in front of you. Sit your baby on your thighs to face towards you, and then gently bounce your thighs up and down, and then on the 3rd bounce, say jump baby jump, and reach up into the air, holding them outer arms reach before bringing them back down into the sitting position facing towards you again. And again, we're going to do this 3 times over. All of the repetitions are for 3 in yoga. So here we have the bicycle stretch. So your baby should be lying on their back on the mat in front of you with their feet facing in towards you. And then you're going to hold onto their ankles and move their legs into a cycling motion. And you're going to do that for 20 seconds as a cycle, and then the opposite direction for 20 seconds, and then again the original direction for a further 20 seconds. Take care though not to put any pressure on the hip or the knee joints. And here I bring to you the final move of the week, but also for the presentation, and that is the bottom bump again. So lying your baby across your thighs, making sure that their chest is fully supported and their arms are out in front of them as if they're doing front crawl swimming position. Keeping them in that prone position, supporting them under their chest. And then with your other hand, holding onto their ankles and bringing their legs up so that their feet are coming up towards their bottom for that gentle stretch there, just until you feel that resistance. We don't want to push past that resistance, if you remember, just as far as they can. And repeating that 3 times over, but again, not pushing past the resistance and making sure that they are fully supported at all times. And then again, as this is the last move of the week, doing your final tuning in time just for that closure. Now, I do have a couple of bonus moves just to go over with you as an additional extra, which is only appropriate for yoga, baby yoga. And there are 2 types. So there's the safety swing or the super safety swing, one progresses on to the other. So always starting with the safety swing first, and then when your baby's a bit more supple and stronger, then you can move on to the super safety swing. So I'll just go through both of these first. So safety swing then, so standing with your legs at hip distance apart, one leg slightly in front of the other, in a cuddle hold with your baby, nice and close in towards you, and gently swinging them, gradually getting slightly higher and higher. And then when your baby starts enjoying this, replace this move, as I said, with the super safety swing. But at the moment, we're doing this one 3 times over, that swinging action. And again, if you wanted to do that to music, you absolutely can. The second move is the super safety swing. So again, you must feel strong, and your baby must be fully supported for this, because obviously baby is older at this point. So this is one for when they're developmentally ready, not for your little 8-weekers at the very start of this presentation. So it's in essence the same as the safety swing, but now you're extending your arms out a little further away from your body. So instead of them being nice and in and close to you, you're further away, but still that swinging action. And you're doing that 3 times over. And again, they do like noises and music and actions to these moves, just to keep them happy and engaged. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the baby yoga course. There are many more moves and combinations of yoga that you can try and progress further, so this doesn't have to be the end. More the very beginning, as we know yoga is very useful moving into adulthood as well. And I do have the follow-on course to baby yoga in toddler yoga moving forwards now. You can download your certificate from the website main page as a PDF copy, but this is in essence what it looks like coming up next.